Wait a tick. I know these people. I know these lovely humans. Holy cannoli. Wait. How does a guy like me get to be so lucky? Leanne, hello. Good to see you. Hi, Mel. Thank you for calling out, Leanne. I appreciate you. Liz, hi, Liz. It's been too long. I hope the time zones have been treating you okay, friendo. Guts, oh, hey. Oh. Trotsky, my good dude, my good sir, my good fellow. Hello. Trotsky, boom. Ha. I beat you to it. We zooming. We call out that Trotsky fella. Hello, sir. Hello. Are you calling me out, Leanne? Oh my god, that's crazy. That's actually gonna lurk. Need to get some sleep. Have to be up at 3 a.m. to go to work. Oh my god, that's crazy. Thank you for the bandwidth, sir. I appreciate you. Ready? Wait, are you done? Did you end? You did. Who is this? Who go there? Softy. Who is that? Who go there? We don't know this human. Okay, we gotta reclaim some bandwidth. There are several tabs. That we are we're not about. We're going to change. We gotta reclaim the bandwidth. It's very important. Let's see, Sam ended. Sick. Okay, lots of tabs we get to reclaim. That's kinda nuts. Anybody else I gotta change? Anybody else? No? Current, lurks are current? Listen, words are hard, you guys. Words is tough. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just over here struggling. 5, 4. Oh, we got that countdown live. Boom. Hello. How you doing? Good to see you. How we doing? You guys doing? Are we doing? I mean, it's possible. Actually, not even doing. Like, and that would be madness. That'd be madness. But even still, it's possible. So tell me, you doing? You doing? How's the time zones treating you guys? You doing okay, lovely humans? You? Ronnie, how'd your stream go? Hey, Nick, I saw you clicking on pixels. I saw you try to shotgun somebody. And it was about as effective as me trying to shotgun someone in Apex. It didn't work out so well. So you meleeed them to death instead. And I was like, way to establish dominance, you know? You're like, no. If the shotgun ain't gonna work, I'm gonna beat you to death with said shotgun. So, yeah, it worked out. It was very fun. That was hours ago. You're like, I don't recall this. It was hours ago. But you did great. Also, eow. We got eows going on. Oh my gosh. I know that sound because I watch too many of you. Too many of you. It's like Derna's favorite noise in the whole world. Ew. Harp, hello Harp. Good to see you. Welcome in. Hope Friday's treating you right. Hello. Oh, waves from my corner. Fighting headache. Oh no, fighting headache. Oh. Fists up, baby. Fisticuffs. Let's go. Pa, it's good to see you. Welcome, sir. Welcome. I too, with Liz, hope the headache goes away. Looking sharp. Thank you. I appreciate it. As always, I'm trying to dress in a manner worthy of you. Thank you, Harp. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is I was like, you know, it's summery now. I mean, it's sort of springy still. Blue. We're going with blue, baby. But we still got. It's a little cold, so I decided. Okay, maybe some of you don't put this much thought into getting dressed. I did. Incidentally. I did this time. I don't always, but I did this time. But I was like, okay, we got the blue and the blue with the like the plum and the stuff for like spring, okay? But I put the black shirt because it's still cold. Like we just had snow the other day.
I live my own life. I don't apologize to take care of my family. And I refuse to be a fool. Dancing on the string held by all big shots.
Thank you, Mel. I appreciate the sub. Did your sub expire? Has it been a whole month on Rumble? Oh my word, that's crazy. Thank you for the sub, my friend. I appreciate you. How are you doing, Mel? How is your week going? Okay. You get enough sleep in there? You buried in work? You actually managing like some good sleep, I hope? Jeez. Oh, hell yeah, we got this spin. Look at that. Speaking of which, Juice ended, so... There's all sorts of bandwidth that needed reclaiming and reappropriating. But yeah, I was like, it snowed the other day, you guys. So I was like, we're going to wear the black to represent sort of the winter, but the blue instead of wearing the white shirt that was just like bright, and we're not quite to summer, we're not on the other end of spring yet, so I was like, you know what, we're gonna do like a wintry spring. That's what we're doing like a cold spring. So again, I don't know how many of you bother putting that much effort into thinking about what you're gonna wear. I did. Hey. Thank you, you actual hero. You're the best. I adore your beautiful face. Yeah. Won't offend me a little bit, even a little bit. Thank you. Oh. She made me tea. She made me tea. I'm so lucky. I'm the luckiest dude, I swear. Oh, yes. I need caffeine, you guys. I am hurting. I am hurting. I don't know that caffeine's gonna do anything. I already had a lot of caffeine today. No effect. But I need it. If this is me, like, all hopped up on caffeine, I hate to see me without it today. Today has been, I'm suffering. I'm suffering. Like I said, I don't know how long we're gonna go, but Hard Power you! How have you been? What have you been up to? Anything fun? Went to a Warhammer store today. A Warhammer store. There's a whole store for war, and the hammers thereunto pertaining. That's crazy, guys. Sounds like a fun place. Painted a free Space Marine. Oh, just one. It was an interesting time. Okay. Talk to Zin about that. Zin does that. Zin does painting minis. And he's quite good at it too. Quite accomplished at all of that. Yeah, that guy, that Zin, the Zin on that list, that fine fellow. One of the folks who makes the wheels on this bus go around, that dude. But yeah, he's got some incredible work. He's posted pictures in the Discord. I just don't know where they all are. If someone searched for his post history, they'd probably find it. But it's really, really cool. He gave them as gifts one year, painted minis. And for Christmas, he's like, this was a bad idea. And he like planned like a handful of months ahead of time. And he's like, nope, too much time. He was cramming, lost a bunch of sleep up till Christmas. It's pretty funny. But they turned out really well. It was like he was painting, there was like a, this is a wolf from Elden Ring with a sword. I think it's called Sid or something. But, I don't know. Don't forget to scream like a baby goat to assert dominance when you kill them. Exactly, Paul. That's the way. It's, yep, absolutely. Rose, hoi! Hoi, Rose. How you going? Hello, hello. Good to see you. Better than I deserve. Hell yeah. Had to. Me too. Me too. Snow? That's crazy stuff. Yeah, it was fabulous, Liz. It was fabulous. This is, for those of you who don't know, I live in Reno, Nevada. And in Reno, Nevada, we get all of the seasons, okay? Like, all of them. We get a little bit of scorch in summer. It's not every single summer, but we hit triple digits. And we're at pretty high elevation, so it feels pretty hot because there's, you know, less atmosphere between you and the sun. So we get some scorch during the summer. Fall, the incredible colors of that this valley show is just wild. Every single color you can imagine. I know everybody shares pictures of like the East Coast, like the Northeast, and like pictures of all the maple trees and all that. The seas of reds and yellows. Yeah, that's here. That's this basin. You just search like Reno, Nevada in fall colors, and you'll see plenty of pictures. Beautiful. And then we usually get quite a bit of snow in winter, and then spring we get the showers, and by gosh, by golly, like we got a lot of rose petals here. Not rose petals, cherry blossom stuff. We got a lot of cherry blossoms planted around here, so we get.
I don't apologize to take care of my family, and I refuse.
Yep.
To be a fool. Dancing on the string.
You are now subbed.
Big shots.
Thank you, Mel. I appreciate it. It's quite kind. Quite kind of you. Look at that. Look at that. Yep. Hope you enjoy that sub. Hope you enjoy it. Very good to have you in. I gotta catch up on chat. I gotta do it. So anyways, we're on Tornado Watch. Are you really? That's nuts, Liz. We don't have those. We don't have those. I would say we have all the seasons. We don't have all of the weather events. Very rarely we will feel an earthquake, which is... Huh. Was that an earthquake? or do I have gas? And like that's really about it. That's sort of how it'd be. But yeah, no tornadoes, no hurricanes, none of that stuff. So I don't know. Sorry, you're in a tornado watch. That's lousy. I did that in Amarillo, Texas once when I was over there with the Marines. So I was like, oh, it was my first tornadoes. It was interesting. It was an interesting time. Interesting time. Here with an ear for your trials for the day. Yeah, I'm going to tell you. I'll tell you the tea. I'll tell you the tea. I was experimenting with smells at work. I've created something I like, but makes everyone else cringe. Yeah, that sounds about right, Rose. You contrarian, you special sort. Experiencing dust storms. We don't have those either. I think I've had like one kind of a dust storm here once, but that was when I first moved here. So that would have been over a decade ago. Yeah. Oh, I don't do the mini painting. This was a one-time thing. I just can't afford the hobby. Oh, yeah, guts, exactly. Yeah, I knew when you said you went somewhere to do it. I gotcha. We'll try to follow Two Streamer. Oh my gosh, Two Streamer. I also paint minis. Super relaxing and fun. Nice. Look at that. Look at those fabulous emotes. Oh my gosh, that seagull. He's so angers. And that burb. He is so vibe. He is so vibe. My goodness gracious. Yeah, how you doing? Huh? How's we doing over there in Rumble Land? You guys, if you're not bebopping, if you're not just a little guy bebopping down the street over here, if you're not this dude, if you're not this fella, you could be. You could be on Rumble. You guys, if you're on PC, you could do me like a crazy kindness and pull up in 2 tabs. You could have one of me on Twitch and one of me on Rumble. That means we get in front of twice as many people for just one of you doing me a kindness. That's crazy. And then you can bebop. And then there's burbs. There's emotes over there, you guys. We got emotes on. I just don't have them on Twitch because I didn't sign that contract. But we can bebop. It's pretty great. Gotta say. Gotta say. Thanks again for that gifted, Mel. It's very kind of you. Very kind. I miss seasons like that. In Tennessee, it's basically 1 month of winter. Oh, I hate the heat. Yeah. Like, the heat that we get, Liz, is dry. That nice dry heat. So there's no oppressive humidity. Like, humidity here is very low. We're in the high desert. And so the heat doesn't feel that hot. You sort of get the feeling like I should put on sunscreen. The thing about the South, though, for me, in all the times I've been to the South, no offense to all of you who live there, but the humidity drives me nuts. In particular because you're like, okay, I need to put on sunscreen. But you already feel and are slimy all of the time because of the oppressive air. You already feel grimy, and the last thing you want to do is put more grime on top of that, i.e. sunscreen. And so, oof, I hated that. Here, if I have to put on sunscreen, I'm like, yeah, all right, maybe it'll moisturize me or something. So, like, it's not the worst. I still hate sunscreen. I still hate it. It's a marvel of, like, engineering that we can, like, not have to put on layers to protect ourselves from the UV. But still. Train arriving. Time to head out. Oh, my gosh. Catch that L. Catch that L, baby. But that's not a loss. It's different. An L. It's elevated trains, you guys. It's city folk stuff. I don't have those. Unless it's underground. Unless it's the U. I don't know. I'm not familiar with y'all's cities. We don't have any of that stuff. We don't have any of it. Who's you? I'd not want to be in Texas or that area for tornado season. Scratch that noise. It was a fun time. Those tornadoes were wild. I mean, fun in hindsight. At the time, it was wild. Wild's a good word for it. Wild's a good word. Thank you for dropping the socials. I appreciate the links, Mel. Silly. Hi, Silly. Look at that. Look at that, Tanzan. Very good. Very good, Tanzan. We love to see it. How you doing, Silly? Doing all right? The cockatiel love to do that in real life. Yeah, they do be bebopping. They're doing they're vibing. They vibing, yep. They vibing. Hi, Godfather. And chat. Baby, hello. It's good. It's soupy heat. Ooh, soupy. Ooh, that's a good word for it, Liz, but ugh, that hurts me. It burns us. It burns us in our delicate sensibilities. It's wild. Silver! Oi! Oh, Madam Silver, good to see you. Welcome. Hope the time zones are treating you okay. And that you're not dead. Gang, next time you guys catch Silver live, okay, whenever the heck she's live next, ask Silver how she's been doing, okay? Maybe she'll tell you some tea. And yeah, so like pull up a tab for silver, okay? And just like leave that tab muted so it doesn't jump scare you later, all right? And then whatever day she goes live again, just be like, hey guy, hey fella, hey gal, well how's it going, bud? That's how's it going, bud? See what she says. See what she tells you. Just. I'm in pain just thinking about it. I'm in pain just thinking about it. Hell yeah, look at that dude go. Oh, Pa, look at him. He do be zooming. Look at that fella. Look at that fella. Oh my God. He do be rolling. He do be rolling. The big moose. Oh, okay. So, gang, first of all, greetings, salutations, all. It's very good to have you. If I have not made your acquaintance, it's good to. Welcome in. My name's Gus. Nice to have you. Tonight, I am not going to do the formal lecture that I had planned, and I will tell you a bit of the tea as to how today and the rest of the week unfolded, and by way of explanation, I am... Let me see. Adores. Our new friends are live too. You guys remember on Saturday we met Carbon and Key? Carbon and Key number 2. They live again. They live again. Well, they're live for the first time since we met them. But yeah, I was like, wow, all right, I'm gonna have to pull up a tab. They're doing a podcast. So, hey, twinsies. Twinsies, except theirs may be a little more serious than tonight is just chatting for me. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Okay, got our tabs up. We're taking care of our people. Very important. Good. Good. Oh, dog went live. Okay, listen, y'all gotta stop being sneaky. Stop being sneak. I wanna put friends before frames, but you guys, we're at our MySpace top 8. We're at our limit. We can't just... We don't have unlimited bandwidth, y'all. We don't got it. We don't got that unlimited bandwidth life. Madness. So, okay. I will tell you guys a little bit how my brain feels right now. Yeah. I got you, Pa. My brain feels an awful lot like, laying down on the floor and going to sleep, which is something I sort of did earlier for a few minutes. I'm just wiped out. You guys ever feel like absolutely exhausted after a shower? Like it just like drained the life out of you? Like some showers like give you life, right? You're like, oh my God, like it wakes you from your stupor. And some showers give you a stupor you didn't have. Yeah, shower did that for me today. I was like, all right, time to get all squeaky clean. And wow, I'm shot as a result. It's nuts. Duckling! Hi, Duckling. It's good to see you. I saw your breakdown of the day. Very cute. Very sweet. You're like, and get to round it all up by catching some of the ghost stream. Very sweet that you think that that's part of a good day. Very sweet. And you got to talk to Sabrina. It's true. That's pretty fun. Pretty fun thing to have in the mix there. I hope you're well. Sorry to hear about your bad dream. Hope that you've already forgotten it. I don't remember my bad dreams. I don't remember any dreams. I get busy dreams and I'll just like be tired the next morning. But I sort of forget what they're about within 30 seconds or so. So, I don't know. Slater! Holy Slater, it's good to see you! Happy to see you back! How you been, huh? You doing alright? Spring treating you okay? I mean, it's spring over here. I don't know where it is. Maybe it's fall. Wait, is that... Yeah, it's the opposite, right? In the other hemisphere, we're going into fall. Is that correct? We're in fall? Heading into winter? Is that accurate? Yes. Because it's the... Yes. Okay. Whew! By the skin of our teeth did we manage it. Slater, it's good to have you. Good to have you. Hope things in your world have been okay to you. Camel, hiya, Camel. Wow, an incredible moment in human history. Which one, where, who go there? Sim. Hi, Sim. It's good to see you, sir. Good to see you indeed. Hope your stream went well. Hope you had a good time. Hope it rounded out okay for you, my friend. It's good to see you. Good to see you. I appreciate the bandwidth. Yes, I do. So, okay, let me tell you. I've been working on this talk, obviously, for weeks now. And this is the cost, unfortunately. This is the cost of doing all of this up front. Okay, doing all the stuff up front so that they're I'm pretty happy with the way they're worded at any rate, and I'm communicating what I wish to. That all takes the upfront work so that I'm not spending ages on the back end doing editing to chop it down to something intelligible that's not just rabbit trail after rabbit trail after rabbit trail, which is what all of my impromptu, off the cuff lectures historically have been. Like, I was talking about this with Hot Bride earlier. Tonight's topic, like anything to do with the lover, and you'll see when we get to the material next week, you'll see, like anything to do with tonight's topic, I could riff on right now, start right with unprompted for 5 hours. Okay? I know so stinking much about this subject. I've done so much work, and that goes for most of this series so far. Most of it, not all of it, but the lover part 1 being something of a special exception. I talked at length about that before. But I could just go. You guys know this. Those of you who are in the CNRs, the Cosa Nostra Rendezvous on Wednesdays, you know this also. You bring up a topic, that's like winding me up, baby. You just wind me up, whatever topic you want, and let me go. Set me off, and I will talk about it for hours. If unfettered, there will be no end to it, okay? I could give all of tonight's talk right now. But then I wouldn't be able to edit it in any short order on the other side. Not possible. So, all of this is in an attempt to make them concise, digestible, consumable material that also doesn't need, like, sacrifices, mathematicians, and people reading the signs in the stars to try to interpret on the other side of. Like, in the moment, it's fine. And while you guys are here, if someone were attending one of these, like, again, happens with the rendezvous, I can riff, and you see where I'm going, and you see how we ended up there, and you're like, okay, we took this rabbit trail for this reason. You see how it all originated. Not so for someone who's just jumping in for the first time. For someone who doesn't know me, someone who would find such a thing on, like, YouTube, like, and not going to jump into a 4-hour meandering, like, speech. If you're here and you're following along, you'd be like, yeah, okay, I see how we got here. I'm with it. And then you're like, okay, that was a one and done. You're not going to go back and rewatch it either, probably. So to try and edit it down after the fact to say, here's something concise and digestible. Madness. It's a nightmare. So trying to get it all built up front each week is a logistics nightmare. It's a logistics nightmare. And sometimes it's a logistics impossibility, as it was last week. This week, I had a dumb today, you guys. I had a dumb. Now I know what it is. Helly saved me, as I said in the Go Live tonight. I will describe this, and you can all sort of facepalm as a giant collective. I, like, broke my PC. Like, everything. Like, the whole thing. I lost everything today. And I'm like, yep, this is... wow, okay, no stream tonight. This is no bueno. So... I spent a good chunk of my day trying to get that fixed. But I gotta back up. I gotta tell you more. I gotta tell you how the day began. We'll get to that. We'll get to that in good time. But insightful, Gus. Thank you. I am being insightful. Wow, look at me. Bro, how? Yeah, I know. I know it, Guts. But okay, the day begins. Remember I told you guys I've flipped my sleep schedule, right? To be in line with the Hot Brides, yeah? So, alright. She's on nights. You guys know that on Tuesday, innit? I went to bed early for me, right? End stream right on time. Went to bed early so I could wake up for Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday, I was awake for a long old time. Tried to stay awake to get sort of back to the regular nights, right? To stay up several more hours. So I was able to do that on Wednesday. Last night, stayed up with the Hot Bride. Hooray, we did it. Back on nights. Only to realize that, whoops, we scheduled... My mom was out of the state, okay, for the past, like, week or something like that. And so she wasn't around for Mother's Day. We had a Mother's Day card for her, and Hot Bride wanted to bake her a sourdough round, okay? Big old sourdough loaf. And so we were planning on having her come over here. So Hot Bride made the sourdough stuff, got all that stuff ready to rock and roll yesterday. And then we, for some reason, just didn't realize that my mom would be coming by in the morning. We sort of miscommunicated about this because we said, you know, when we're awake, she knows that we're on night shift, but there was still a lack of communication, a lack of clarity about what when we're awake means. So my mom was swinging by and apparently tried to she rang the doorbell, knocked on the door a couple times, texted me several times while I was asleep. Hot Bride didn't hear any of that either. So yeah. We got woken up. I finally hear the knocking and I'm like, what the hell is that? And then my phone rings and she's like, hello? And I was like, oh. Hello. Crap. Alright, well, we're gonna get dressed and we'll be down in a minute. So we got, I think we got 4.5 hours of sleep. It was 4.5 hours of sleep. So we had my mom in. We hosted her for a little while. Made her coffee. We baked the loaf of bread right then and there in the morning. Baked a loaf of sourdough for my mom. Caught up on stuff and things. Gave her card, you know, Happy Mother's Day and all that. And yeah, Hot Bride and I were drinking coffee and we did not get to nap. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to get to nap. It's not going to happen. We've just got to push, right? We got to push because I got to talk to Wright today. So I'm awake. I'm going to wait. It's fine. I'm going to stay awake and I'm going to get to the top. I'm going to cram, baby. And we're just going to push all the way through go time. Okay. I'll spare you all of the tea on what happened next, okay? But here's what happened, all right? She got fresh bread. Yeah, she literally pulled it out the oven, okay? Hot Bride pulled it out the oven. We wrapped it up in parchment paper, taped it up, and handed it to her and sent her on our way. And yeah, and it's freaking great. She made a second loaf after that, and I had some today. And oh, it might be the best loaf of bread I've ever had in my life. Like, it's so stupid good, I can hardly stand it. Perfect texture, nice and sour. In that sourdough, oh, so friggin' good. She was experimenting too, so she took notes to be like, all right, here's how I did it. Here's how we replicate. But okay, so then I'm like, all right, I'm just going to do a quick kindness for the Hot Bride. There's something I wanted to do on the PC for her. Again, I'll spare you the details, but I needed to figure out a file pathing thing to streamline a computer process, okay? And I was experimenting doing that on my computer before I went and did it on hers. So I couldn't figure out this file path, okay? This is the very short version of the story, sorry. I couldn't figure out this file path because I'm already gonna lose some people. File pathing here. And I'm like, where the heck is, and then I went, oh, okay, maybe it's a hidden folder. You guys familiar, like in the Windows File Explorer or whatever, you search around stuff. Oh, there's hidden files, sometimes hidden folders. They're like grayed out. If you, okay. Now I recently, when I built this PC, you guys know, I updated to Windows 11. I've had Windows 10 for forever. Really used to that. I knew my way around it pretty well by this point, but Windows 11 is still a bit strange. Just its UI is a little bit different. You sort of navigate to things a little differently. It's not a big deal, but a little. And so I knew in my brain, okay, maybe there's hidden files. I can't find this file path somewhere. Maybe it's a hidden file. So, okay, I right click and I go to where I know is like a little checkbox. It says show hidden files. Okay. Like that's a thing that you can click. Okay. In case you guys are unfamiliar, you can go into your file pathing, your Windows Files Explorer, and you can say show hidden files. And it's just a little checkbox. Okay. You click the little box and voila, it shows the hidden files. And so I pull open this pathing thing. I click and I say hidden files. Cool. It turns out though, well, okay, no, okay. I do this, and then I am trying to like close out of one of the things I've got a window open for, and I go to open Discord. I go to my desktop to open Discord. Go to my desktop. There's nothing on my desktop. Nothing. there's a recycling bin. There's a recycling bin on my desktop. And nothing else. And I'm like, okay. Graphics card, right? Maybe it's a GPU, something. Maybe there's an NVIDIA update, drivers, something, right? Look down at the bottom, Windows system tray thing. Windows has an update. Oh, right. Windows had this update for a couple days now, and I've sort of ignored it because restarting my PC is a big to-do because I got a lot of stuff running, okay? I had DaVinci open. Like, I'm doing editing stuff over here. I've got this open. I've got the talk open. I've got references open. I've got, like, it's a lot. So restarting my PC is not a simple, like, oh, sure, let's do this really quick. It's a lot to pull back up, okay? Not to mention, like, bots and everything that I had ready to go for stream already. Didn't want to reset the PC. Didn't want to do it. But, okay, maybe it's a Windows update. Fine. I'll do the Windows update, reset, restart, shut everything down. Windows fires back up. Beacon, B-E-A-C-N, this is the company, the hardware company that uses the audio interface, or like makes the audio interface that I have, okay? I have what's called the Beacon Mix Create. It's my knobs and buttons and stuff like that for controlling my audio tracks, my audio channels. So I've got this open. All of my audio for everything that I do, including streaming and just using the PC at all, route through that thing. And it has a software like interface HUD thing that you can use as well. And that pulls up when Windows does, because there's no sound unless Beacon is running the software, okay? So it fires up. Beacon opens. Everything is default. Everything is defaulted. Audio is one of the most complex things about my setup. Okay? I have incredibly complex audio recording systems set in place. Losing my audio routing is like a nightmare. Okay? It's the worst, and it's brought down my stream more than once. It's defaulted. And my desktop is still blank. No desktop icons, no nothing. So I go, okay, what's going on? Let's see. So I try and pull up Firefox. It won't load. Won't load Firefox. I'm like, that's not good. Discord? Won't launch Discord. There is no Discord. I search. In the pathing, I search. Discord. Discord? Discord? The PC goes, do you want to Bing? No, do you want to Bing what Discord is? We can tell you about Discord. Bing! It opens up a web page and says, this is what Discord is. It's a community, something. So great, I've got Bing and a recycle bin. Where's all my stuff? Where'd everything go? What the blazes? It was madness. Hi, Thump. Audio butt cheeks. No. You'll hear the rest of this story. You'll see. It's absurd. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I try a handful of different things. All this from showing hidden folders. Oh yeah, Guts, exactly. I'm like, what? No, that's only like one thing that I did in a handful of like processes that I was doing. I'm like, what did I break? How did I break things? Like, what on earth? And so I'm trying to like find files. I'm like, maybe it's the external drives that I have plugged in. I don't know. So I like unplugging external drives, like detaching media. And I tried for a little while. And then I'm like, nope, this is dumb. I need to spend less time doing this. I'd spent a while on it at this point, okay? Like over an hour. Just like fussing with things and like looking up some stuff on my phone. And it's like, I hate doing anything mobile, you guys know this. And then I'm like, why am I trying to reinvent the wheel here? This is ridiculous. I'll ask Helly. Helly knows freaking everything. I say this all the time. Helly is so frighteningly smart. Like, I'll ask him and he probably knows. How am I gonna get a hold of him? Discord on my phone. So I hit up Helly. He says, I'll be off work in a little bit. We'll jump into a call. We'll get you sorted out, okay? Like, okay, we're gonna get in a call with Helly. Helly's gonna make everything okay. Meanwhile, I can't work on my talk. My files are gone. All of them. All of the talks are gone. Microsoft Word is gone. Everything is gone. Okay? I'm like, it's toast. So I'm texting on my phone. Hi, Stell. Thank you, Fox number 2. I appreciate you. I hope your stream is going well. I saw you clicking on heads earlier, and it was freaking frightening. What the heck, girl? She murdered people. I was like, oh, Geneva had a whole convention about what she just did to this squad of people. It was nuts. Get the good Schustin in, Fox. Get that good. Computer didn't like its hidden bits being peeked at. Exactly. No, so, okay. That's where Helly went today. Yes. At least you could see what I got auto-modded for. What did you... I don't see... You got auto-modded? Oh, you sure did. That's hilarious. What? No, we allow that. What? Why is that blocked? That's so funny. No, that's allowed now. Those hidden files, they did say that. Yeah, no, it was ridiculous, Fox. I was absolutely shook. Like, you just murdered 3 people in, like, a barn. And I'm like, how didn't they kill you? Like, you had your back to them and everything. You still turned around and won the fight 3 times. And I'm like, nope, all right. Yep, definitely. We need you to have Apex updated because I want to climb in that backpack, girl. I want to climb in that backpack. So, okay. Everything's missing. Helly says, I'll be off work in a little bit. We'll get you straightened out. Sick. So, in the meantime, I go eat some bread, which is great. This was the first time that I tried the bread, okay? And I'm like, oh, wow, giving me life. This bread was incredible. Holy crap. Helly gets off work. We get into a call. I call him voice call, right, on Discord. And he says, all right, let's see what we're looking at. Because I told him, like, everything's gone. Everything's missing. And he says, he says, let's see what we're looking at. Show me what we're looking at here. And I was like, you're on my phone. How? And he says, turn on your camera. Point it at your screen. I'm like, okay. Here's what I'm seeing. Here's what we got. Yeah. Okay. Can you click on the... Sure can, bud. Okay. Down here. Sure. Opening the files. Here's my desktop. Here's where everything is. Yep. Good. Very good. Okay. Yep. Very good. Try clicking on this. Okay. Gonna click this thing. Gotta click on this thing. Try this. He goes, well, it's not good that everything is missing. I said, no, it's not. He says, pull open your file explorer, because I can. And he says, so, on your C drive, okay, you're just sort of like your main drive there. I'm going to pull it up right now so I can like picture this. He says, okay, so you pull up this PC, okay? Pull up your main drive, pull up my C drive. And he says, yeah, so on this screen right here, and for any of you who are following along, you could pull up your C drive and see this, your boot drive, okay, whatever your boot drive is. You pull up your boot drive, so you're looking at all this stuff, okay? There's like program files 86, program, like that sort of Windows folder, all that jazz is there, okay? He says, yeah. So there's supposed to be another folder there called users. It's not good that yours isn't there. He says, that's where everything is. That's where everything lives. It all lives in there. So it's not good that it's not there. And I'm like, what is happening? So everything's gone, right? Everything. Like every single setting on every single thing. Every program, everything. Toast. And I'm like, on my phone, you know, like, and he says, okay, open up Bing. Can't use anything else. Open up Bing. And you're going to download this file recovery scanning thing. We're going to scan. We're going to do a deep dive, a deep scan on all your systems to see somehow everything of yours got deleted. Somehow everything is deleted. And we're going to go recover it. We're going to go find it. And I'm like, I didn't delete anything. All right, let's find it. And he's like, I said, where does this find? And he says, well, And I said, and why is there a recycling bin? He said, yeah, pull open the recycling bin. And it's got some like plant pictures, because I organized plant pictures, right? I've got all those things in the gallery and stuff like that. So I've got a bunch of like duplicates or blurries or whatever it is. And so I've got my recycling bin is full of like plant pictures. And so it's like, that's all that's in there. And like an empty folder that I had made and deleted, like, I don't need this folder. It's like nothing else. And he's like, well, we'll do this deep scan. I said, why? There's nothing. He says, well, when you delete folders, when you delete files, when you delete anything off of a PC, traces of it sort of remain, okay? Traces remain. And you can get these recovery things to go in there and search for like the traces left behind, so we can find out if your stuff's been like where it went. So we do this scan. It's the entire history of this PC, which isn't that old, right? So we went through. He's sorted by recent, sorted by dates, right? And there's every single thing I've ever deleted. And I'm like, yeah, I haven't deleted much on this PC. It wasn't a very long list. It was a lot of like plant pictures, like duplicate stuff. He's like, oh, okay, you got the plant pictures. I was like, where's everything? Where is it all? I mentioned to him, hey, like, it's wild that it's not showing. Because, like, my thought earlier was I couldn't find the file path I was after because I thought it was a hidden folder. And he says, oh, yeah, the hidden files thing. Yeah. Hidden files is a weird thing. And I said, yeah. So I, like, tried to show the hidden files. And that's, like, around the time that all this began, that I ran into all this trouble to begin with. So, like, the hidden files are showing. So we would definitely see it if it was a hidden one now. And he goes, pull open File Explorer for me. I said, all right, sure. The pull open File Explorer again. We're looking at it. The scan is finished now, and we've looked through it. Like, there ain't nothing there. Like, this is not looking good. He goes into the thing, and he says, right-click on this particular folder, would you? You right-click anywhere in that drive, if you've got it open, okay? You go to Properties of a drive, okay? You just, like, right-click on any folder. All right, like right-click on the Windows folder, right-click on the Program Files folder, right-click on any of those, all right? And then you click Properties, okay? Click Properties from the drop-down. On that is a little clicker, a little checkable box that says Hidden. This box does not reveal hidden folders on Windows 11. On Windows 10, there's a box right there that says Show, and then there's a list of things you can click. One of them is Hidden. You can show hidden files by checking this box. I clicked this box. It turns out that what I had done was clicked on this, and when you check the box in Windows 11, it hides the user file. It hides the file. It does not reveal them. They're gone. Now you've hidden them. And so we click it and it says, yeah, you know, uncovering 170 gigs, just 147,000 files. And it's, yeah, we're going to unhide these now. And I was like, well, you're telling me that everything's been here the whole time. Everything's here. Why couldn't I open Discord? He said, oof, Discord is a weird thing. Discord actually, it like can't be a hidden file. Discord has to have everything in place in order to launch. And I'm like, why couldn't Firefox open? Same thing. Turns out that the two things that I tried to open, the two, are like the two exceptions of programs that won't run if they're hidden. So I'm like, I lost everything. I have a clean PC. I have to start over from scratch. All my settings, all my work, months of work. What the hid the user folder? Yes. Yes, Silver. Hid the user folder. We unhide it. There it all is. It's all back. I restart some stuff. My beacon sound settings are back. Discord launches just fine. Firefox recovers its tabs. Everything goes back to normal. But for a 2.5 hour, 3 hour chunk of my day, what is 3 hours? 3 hour chunk of my day, I was like, I am going to have to type out a message on my phone to the Mafia to say, not only do I not get to stream tonight, but the odds of me having everything back in place in the week are not good. Like, I was... And there you have it. Ladies and gentlemen, that hidden checkbox in Windows 11. Do not click the hidden checkbox. Don't do it. Don't do the thing. Don't do that. It is not the same as Windows 10. It is not. And I'm just over here, look at attributes. Yeah, show the hidden. No, it's make hidden. And that was my day. And I was like, all right. I knew this morning, like, okay, my mom's here for how long? I can write, I can cram, I can get this talk done today. I know where I know the direction I want to go with it. It's just about finding the right wording, which I fussed off about an awful lot. And there was a big chunk of it that I still needed to put in place to begin with. I didn't have scaffolding for. And I'm like, okay, we got to cram, baby. We got to go. But I can do it today. We can make it by 8 p.m. We can do it. And then this happened, and I went, we can't do it. It's not going to happen. Not by 8 p.m. So... Oh my gosh. So no, I was all prepared. Like, we're gonna get it. We're gonna cram. We're gonna push. Nope. And that's why we're doing a Just Chatting tonight, you guys. And that's my story. That's my story. What do you think of my silly story? I'm upset at you. It's very embarrassing. Helly is like, hey, this is good. This is good. It could have been worse. And I'm like, yes, it could have been worse. I don't know that it could have been more embarrassing, but it could have been worse. And I'll take it. I'll take the embarrassment over the actual harm to the stuff and the things. I'll take the embarrassment all day long. So, all right. We're going to catch up on chat. We're going to do it. We're going to catch up on chat. Oh my goodness gracious. Automod hates my sense of humor. It'd be like that. How would you feel if everyone around you was lost? What do you mean? Sav, it's good to see you. Hello, welcome in. If that's a serious question, I will need some framing for this, but I'll happily answer your question, Sav. If you wanna revisit that tonight, being a Just Chatting session, I'm down to talk about what you guys want to talk about. If you guys have something serious, something heavy on your heart, again, I can riff on something forever, as long as you're not expecting like a formal lecture with me citing every single source and all the statistics will be. Going by rote and so forth, hit me with a prompt and I got you. So Sav, if you're still here, you made it through the Hidden Folders saga, by all means, let me know. Gotta love sourdough. Absolutely, Duckling. Friggin' changed my life. Jack, hello Jack, good to see you, my friend. Scrum Tush time zone. Listening to music, I'm not listening. Plugs ears. La 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 la. Commodore, hello there. It's good to see you, my friend. Welcome. Yeah, users is the everything folder. Indeed. In a sense, that's impressive. Oh, jeez. Eye drops. Gotta do eye drops. I got you, Commodore. Oh, yeah. Yes. Windows, indeed, Leanne. Windows, indeed. Show hidden files is on the ribbon now, not on the folder. Uh-huh. Yeah, yep. That is, I don't know, Silver. I'm just like, I was shook. I didn't think anything of it. I actually thought, it's so funny, you guys. This is one of those things where you like, maybe you start to get a little bit of confidence, right? You start to build a little bit of self-confidence. Like, I know my way around. I can navigate a certain system, right? Like I've gotten some savviness. I've accrued some know-how and I can maneuver, right? I got this. You start to feel a little bit of competence. And then something like this happens and you go, I haven't learned anything. I'm floundering. And it's just like, it all out the window. And now I'm apprehensive. Like, do I know anything about Windows? Do I know my way around anything? Or am I just lost in the sauce? Oh, jeez. Why Microsoft is the best. Indeed, indeed. I told Hot Bride that if I met Bill Gates, I said today, I was like, hey, we got to go find Bill Gates. She says, why? I says, because I got to stuff him in a locker where he belongs. Because I told her, like, hey, first of all, like, she took a nap. She was able to sleep. I was going to try and write and push through, but she took a little nap. And I said, hey, two things. One, my mom got to where she was going today, and so she cracked open the bread. She wanted me to tell you that it was the best, and that was like perfect texture and stuff. Excellent. So she's like, hooray, it's so good. And I said, and thing number two is I may have broken my entire setup. One of these things is not as fun as the other. So she's like, what? No. Why? How? And I was like, I can't. Suffice it to say, Microsoft. And she's like, Bill Gates. I said, yeah, we got to find him, cram him in a locker. Oh, so frustrated. Back up everything. See, back up the users thing though, Lee? I don't even know how. Like, I have some stuff backed up. I've got OBS settings backed up. I've got even like my audio settings backed up. Like, if I had given enough time to this, I could have found some of the settings that I have, yeah, backed up elsewhere. But back up users? Moral of the story, Gus shouldn't push buttons. Actual facts. That's actual facts. Illegal for me. Like magic. Like magic. It's impressive. Magic. Gus and the tale of the Cinderella user file. That's right. Does this glass slipper fit? Please, oh god. Oi. Moral of the story, F Windows 11. Yeah, listen. People are like, it's just a UI update. Is it just a UI update? Is it? I don't know. Maybe, like, I just like the things I like. Maybe just let me have Windows, Windows, like, 10 again. Maybe Windows X. Bring back Windows XP. Let's go. Windows XP. Come on. Windows XP was just fine. Windows 7 was great. I don't know. Windows 8.1 was fine. Like, Windows 8 was trash. Windows 8 was objectively awful. Windows 8.1 was much better. Windows 10, outstanding. Windows 11, I don't know. I can't find things. I get that they're like, it's cluttered. It's a lot going on. We want to condense things down. Right. But if I know my way through the specificness of the things, and I know which file in particular I'm looking for, please let me find it. Instead of having a vague title with subfolders hidden under the... F Microsoft. Yeah, that's right. It's a trap. That's right, guys. Every iteration... they want to screw with a lot. Yep. You're correct, silly. I don't use Windows 11, I use 10. Good for you also. Hello, Retro. It's good to see you. Glad it was an easy solution. I can only imagine how it's stressful. Oi, yeah. It was not fun, Duckling. It was not fun. And again, I can't say this enough, you guys. Helly, if you guys don't know Helly, we're gonna do a shout out here. Check this out. Okay, this dude. Shout out at lol. He's not here, sorry. Lol gamer Helly. Does he have underscores in his name and stuff? Leon, do you know? Or is it all just one word? Because I'm gonna do a proper shout out here. That's what I thought. Okay. This guy. Yeah, him. Okay. This fella, you guys, over there in chat. The one I just shouted out on Twitch proper. That name that Leanne just punched in. This one. Okay. Lil Gamer Helly. Helly is brilliant. He's super freaking frighteningly smart, okay? He's a hyper intelligent guy, and he's incredibly generous with his time. Like, he's so patient and so forgiving. He's such a good dude. Okay? I don't get to say that about everybody these days, I'm afraid. He is such a good dude. And this guy, if it is at all within his power to drop what he is doing and to help you, sacrifice of himself to help you, he will do it. And he's nuts. He streams on occasion too. He does D&D type stuff, and I'm not familiar with the D&D world. I can't vouch for, I don't know any of that stuff, okay? But I'm telling you, that guy, if you're in the Mafia and you've got like, and if you have the bandwidth, reach out. Give this dude like some gratitude. Give this dude an attaboy. I don't know, something. He's a swell guy. He's a swell guy. he deserves some attaboys. Minecraft and D&D. Yep. He's also in the 11 a.m. crew on Wednesdays, so I've been having the privilege of spending quite a few Wednesdays with that dude. Speaking of which, I think our Wednesday 11 a.m. might be full. Might have to shut down the 11 a.m. crew, which is funny because that crew used to be like, no one wanted the 11 a.m. crew. Might have to shut her down. Might have to do it. We're running out of space, you guys. We're running out of space. Oi. Let me see here. One more month before you can drink again. Right, Leon? That's funny. That's funny. Perhaps it feels embarrassing, but a lesson learned without lots of damage. You're right, silly. You're right. That's a great way of articulating it. Crises averted. It's, yeah. You're absolutely right. More trauma than damage. Just the emotional damage. Who doesn't like a bit of trauma? That's right. A little bit of etching on your soul. Computers are the Marine's biggest troll. It's true. Ha! You clicked things. I can do. Yes, exactly. That's exactly correct, Thump. That is my constant troll, my arch nemesis. It ain't stairs, it's computers. It's true. How you doing, Thump? How's your half of the country doing over there? How's your time zone treating you? You build that competence, and then the universe aggressively punches you in the face. Accurate. Universe equals Microsoft in this case. Yeah. They do it on purpose. It's every other iteration. Exactly, silly. It's every other. It's so funny. They're like, okay, this is the time we take risks. Right, but like bored, like we have this pattern. Everybody sort of knows. Yeah, good, terrible, great, terrible, all right, terrible. Yeah, they just back and forth. It's nuts. Windows Vista was hot garbage. Oh yeah, retro, absolutely. So it was like XP, great. Vista, trash, dumpster fire. Okay, Windows 7, great. Windows 8, dumpster fire. All right. Windows 8.1, an improvement. Good. We're getting back to some fundamentals here. Good. And then it's just they can't just leave well enough alone. Oy. It's like Star Trek movies. Every other version is trash. Is that so, Leanne? Is that so? Wait for Windows 12. Yeah, exactly, Commodore. It's exactly right. And they're like, we're going to stop supporting this. Yeah. We're just waiting for your next iteration. You know this. Before 12, I'll have to switch to Linux. Yup, me too, silly. I'm going to have to learn a whole thing. And he's super chill. Yeah, he's got to be one of the most... what's the word I'm after here? Humble isn't exactly the word I'm after. Unassuming. One of the most unassuming people you'd ever meet. But he's brilliant. He's brilliant. And I'm lucky to know him. And I'm grateful to Leanne here for the introduction, for dragging us over here. The March meltdown of last year, you guys, when everything broke, when my C drive, incidentally, is an SSD, when that failed, when it bricked, and I lost everything, and I needed to start from scratch, and I didn't know how to do anything. Leanne introduced me to Helly, and Helly saved this stream. I was out for a month or more, and Helly's the reason that it got fixed. We finally got everything up and running again, but it didn't take. Like, there were problems. None of the systems, I couldn't get the audio. Nothing could get worked out. And he found the most obscure solutions. I was on calls that last March, you guys, in 24. I was in calls with the people that I knew in the Mafia who were the big brains, okay? The high IQ genius sorts, the tech wizards. I spent 5 or 6 hour calls with 5 or 6 different people over the course of weeks, okay? So many calls. We had brainstorming sessions. A Heli comes in and is like, have you tried this? Incredibly obscure solution. What? No, didn't work. All right, well, just checking. Well, this incredibly obscure. Ask him what it was. Hey, what was the thing that broke Gus's PC in the March meltdown? And he'll know. He knows what it is. I asked him about it yesterday. I said, you don't remember. Or Wednesday. I said, do you happen to remember what the fix was? He said, yes, I do. He remembers exactly what it was that solved the problem. And it was like, again, a checkbox. A random checkbox deep in Windows. And it was just like... The ideal tech support worker. Yes, and the highest praise. Truly, truly silly. He's great. It's freaking great. Life on hard mode equals more trauma. That's true. That's true. Life on hard mode means facing some of the difficulties. It's true. Because a traumatic event, people hear trauma and they immediately hear something bad. But like Marine Corps boot camp is trauma. It's a traumatizing experience. Of course it is. I've had people describe like joining the track team as a traumatic experience because it's a physically traumatizing event. It's a transformation of all you've known physically. And now you're being pushed. You join a football team. You join a volleyball team. You learn to drive. It imprints itself on your brain. Trauma is like it's an etching in your gray matter. And so yeah, trauma. We face a lot of difficulties here. We steer into them. So yeah. Yeah, you ain't wrong. Time zones just treat me very well. Good. CJ number 2 surprised me yesterday and came home one day early. Ah, nice. Hell yeah. Did they finish up the job or did he just say F them? 8.1 was the desperate fix. Yeah, silly. That's exactly right. They were like, oh God, like people were, because they were like, look, it's like mobile. And it was like apps. Everything was apps, right? And like, no, it's widgets. And we're like, here are the widgets. If I want widgets, I'll open my phone. You give me my desktop back. And so they're like, yeah, 8.1, the desperate fix. It was like a rollback is what it was. Stocks were plummeting too hard back then. Yup. Good evening, Mafia. Hello, Doug. It's good to see you. And I heard the earlier tea. Hope you're all having a fabulous day. I'm glad you heard the tea. That it's not been hidden from you. That's right. I now have a new buzzword for me talking about tech problems. It's good to see you, Doc. Good to see you. That starts pressing buttons in Windows for life on hard mode. Yup. 2 times the trauma for the price of 1. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, step right up. Twice the trauma, only 1 of the payments. 1 payment processing, 1-time fee. Returning to Nashville on Monday. Oh, okay. Ongoing then. Oh, geez. I got you, Thump. Okay. Back to it then. Fair enough. For a long weekend. That's fun. Very exciting. Very fun. Thank you for calling out, Pri. I appreciate you, Mel. Tier. Hello, Tier. Good morning. This dude. Did you sleep? Did you sleep? Yeah, no talk today. No talk. You missed all the tea. You missed the tea, Tier. It was a ridiculous meltdown of technology. I know you're shocked. This storm ripped through Kentucky. Tornado effed them up in Somerset. Oh no. I'm sorry, Liz. We've got a bunch of folks in Tornado Alley, Liz. In particular, we've got some storm watchers like Dragon S here. Dragon S is our resident storm watcher. She's very familiar with where all the tornadoes are going, what they're doing, and how all the stuff. She's a veritable meteorologist. And I had never seen so many storm trackers as like when I first got into calls with these guys and gals, and we were looking at like the tornadoes ripping through Oklahoma and just making their way through. This was last year, I want to say. And I'm just like, you guys just have this all the time? Yeah. It's like, all right, whatever. Do you? I don't know. I slept. Cool, right? It is cool. What? Congratulations, my dude. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Tier. He slept. Wait, you're awake? That's nuts. Rise and shine. Good morrow to you. It's very good to see you. Hope you and yours are well, my friend. Hope that the weather over there is treating you okay. It's probably warming up for you, but very good to have you. Very good to have you. I'm glad that you slept. It was very funny yesterday, by the by, Tier. Because I got your message, and I'm like, all right, I will shuffle some things. And then I'm like, all right, Tier died. That's a shame. I liked Tier. Sad that he's dead. Off we go then. Very sad. Very sad indeed. By the time the internet came back on Monday, Tier, I was like, all right, it's men's group. It's time for men's group. How does one truly achieve forgiving their past self? What is the marker of being allowed to do so? Ooh, we have a prompt. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a prompt. I do love me a good prompt, yes. Very good. All right, let me check my lurks. Make sure everything looking good. Who are you? Who does stranger danger? Who in the actual stranger danger? Okay, okay. And you ended, bet. And you're still going. And you're done. Bet. Bet. Okay. Let me see. Let me see. Kaz! Hi, Kaz! Can I call you Kaz? I appreciate the lurk. I appreciate the follow. I didn't get to thank you proper like for the follow. From the herd, if memory serves. From Marsh's community. I appreciate the bandwidth like crazy. You don't have to answer my questions. You're indeed lurking. You don't gotta. I just want to honor you, and it won't do for me to butcher your name. So, like, do I call it Kaz? Do you call Kasai? Thank you, Kasai. I appreciate it. What a great pronunciation key, too. You know, a lot of people don't, like, they struggle with pronunciation keys. I think people are afraid they're going to offend me, Kasai. They're like, well, listen, I don't want to insult the man. And please, risk insulting. You've done brilliantly. Thank you for modeling this thing, Kasai. I'm grateful for the follow. I take them very seriously. I aim to earn it. And thank you for the lurk. I hope the time zones are treating you okay. Happy weekends, Eve. Pronunciation keys, you guys. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Before we crack into something serious, which I'm gonna do, I want to crack a window. I didn't mean for that to be symmetrical like it was. That was not my plan. That was not my plan. But I'm gonna crack this window because Hot Bride is doing stuff out there, which means my door is closed, which means there's no airflow, which means it is getting toasty in here because this PC is a space heater. Those of you guys who have a crazy PC like this, and all of the lights and all of the monitors know this. So I'm gonna crack open this window. I'm not even gonna mute. Look, not even gonna mute. All right, we're just gonna right there. Look, stay tight. We're tethered. Okay, you're fine. We're breathing. Everybody's okay. It's gonna be a loud window, probably though. Let's see. Oh, okay. We managed. Good. Okay. Whew. We've done it. We've done it. Ooh, wow. Oh, bring those lights back down. Back down, baby. Bring them down. There it is. Right there. Right there. All right. Let's see here. I'm not near there, but that storm is going to be here in a few hours. That's cool. I'm a huge weather nerd myself. Are you? Leanne. Tornado alleyway drifted easterly. We'll be getting our dose of storm sat through mun. But more peoples are getting worser storms. They're not trained for. Uh-oh. I did. He did. It's true. I'm very sad that you are dead, Tyr. I wasn't done being your friend. Very upsetting. Gus, you know a lot of stuff. Why do you guys get so many tornadoes, but we get none? You have, it's about the Coriolis effect. It's the Coriolis effect that comes off of the oceans and so forth. And over the US, there's like literally like a perfect storm of like weather cells, like it's a hot rotation thing. So the Coriolis effect, it's like that happens to be the correct distance from the equator. It's a Goldilocks zone. Okay, it's not too far, it's not too close. The temperature is such that, if I understand correctly, a tornado is formed when there's such a differential between hot and cold air, and it creates a vacuum. And that vacuum, like, it causes the wind to circulate like that. There's this pressure thing. And so that happens to be a Goldilocks zone, like right there at that part of the country where there are no mountains to break up that static, where there's no big disruption type things. Like, we won't get any tornadoes right here. There's nowhere for it to happen. There's a giant mountain range right here. And so over where you guys are, all the little isles and inlets and ocean and all of that jazz, the wind would never allow it. There's no differential there's no correct differential between the hot and the cold and the sudden rises and falls. Not with the ocean like that. Like, you can get a water spout, but water spouts are I think water spouts also require a sort of like a Goldilocks zone. It won't happen there. So, I think that's it. Could be wrong. Leanne and or Liz might be able to give you a better answer, but that's me off of the top of my head on the various physical phenomena that I understand and inference from them. That's it. I'm going off of inference here. here. How many mountains are in your zone? Yeah, okay. Wait, I was onto something with the mountains then. Hell yeah. 2 crazy PC space heaters. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You like the warm and cozy. I don't. I like the cold. I want the snow to come back. Tomorrow, maybe. Tomorrow is going to be windy again. Baby. We're going to have like 25, 30 mile an hour sustained wind with some gusts. So maybe we'll lose another tree. I don't know. But, damn, I don't know. Had to pop in and see what was going on. I seen you in the suit and I got sucked in. I'm not going to lie. Kasai, I'm grateful. Grateful to have you. And I'm grateful to Marsh. Grateful to Marsh for saying such kind things. And for you coming along for the ride. It means an awful lot. An awful lot. Like I said, I aim to earn it. I don't take your guys' time, your bandwidth, your interest. I don't take any of that for granted. My aim is to create something worthy of you. And that starts with something simple enough. Dressing in a manner worthy of you, Kasai. It's something I've said since the very start of my streaming. This is not just a streaming thing. I was doing this long before I ever hit the go live button. Is I try to dress in a manner worthy of you. And since I take each of you so very seriously, and I see your value as inestimable, I wear suits basically everywhere I go. And like if I'm doing yard work and stuff, sure, I'm not wearing a suit. But if I'm interacting with people, like it's a very common occurrence. I'll go to Walmart or whatever it is, and the cashier says, "What's the occasion?" And I say, "You are." Each of you should hear this. Each of you should hear that you are an occasion. Each of you should have somebody who's getting dressed up for you. Each of you should have somebody who takes you seriously enough and time spent with you seriously enough to say, this is worth getting gussied up for. This is worth putting on Sunday best. Whatever. You're worth that. Think about when you like first go out on a date with somebody. Do you schlep it? Do you wear something? No, you put your best foot forward. Each of you is worth that. Just saying. Each of you are worth it. The style is bait. Jetstream and literally flat land. Yep. Canadian cold pushing against the Gulf warm. Correct. Hey, okay. So it's the temperature differentials, they meet in the middle. It's the Goldilocks zone. Yeah. I'm living in the safe space on Earth. The only natural disaster is water, but that's because we were greedy with our land expansion. Fair enough, silly. Fair enough. Like tsunamis or tides or what's the water hazard? Oh my gosh. That's tough luck. I don't know. I think it's fascinating. Like if you've never seen, like you watched the movie Twister from like the 80s or 90s, whenever that Twister came out. I don't know, they just remade it. I haven't seen that. I can't vouch for it. When you see like what a tornado does, it makes you marvel. Like if you can see it from a safe distance, of course, a tornado is such a... It's like an earthquake. There's nothing you can do about an earthquake. There's nothing you can do that'll cause an earthquake, right? There's nothing that you can do to prevent earthquakes, to stop them. It's a reminder that life's fragile. Life's fragile. Treasure it while you can. You know, kiss the ones you love. Remind them often that they're valuable. And spend time with them like they're valuable. And stuff like that, the natural, the raw power of nature is a reminder of that. You know? Earthquakes, tornadoes with their fearsome, like, their power. It's something else. It's a humbling thing. So, Netherlands is pretty much an approximation of a safe space. A child-safe area. Yeah, a Dutch-safe area. That's right, the Dutch-safe. Oh, right. Okay, so you said water. That's hilarious. Okay, wait, I don't even need to read anything else you said, silly. The water, the dikes, that's what you're talking about. The expansion, because a whole bunch of the country is underwater, right? Am I remembering this correctly? All the dikes and the levees and all of the... Yeah, there's a whole bunch of it that's below sea level. Am I remembering this correctly now? Okay, I hope that if you expanded on this, I'm going to be... Okay, you're exactly right. Okay. That was hot weather talk. You nailed it, guys. Hell yeah, Liz. All sorts of hot and bothered over me talking about pressure systems. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I did it. Ladies and gentlemen, we done it. We win. We win the thing. We also have the jet stream going right overhead here. Does that play into it? That's part of the thing? Okay. I really wish I had someone to watch the new season of Love, Death, and Robots with me. can't say I've ever even heard of it, Liz. I don't watch anything. I'm lost in the sauce. I don't know any references. I don't know any of it. I'm just over here suffering. Suffering. But correct. Tire City is technically underwater. There, oh, yeah, baby, I did. We knew it. Yes. Okay, you guys, if you're unfamiliar with all the, yes, the engineering that's going on over there in southern Scandinavia, as it were, up on the edge of the European Isle right there. It's like, there's some fancy, like impressive stuff. Impressive stuff. The levees and the dikes and the water channel controls and the keys and all of the water locks. That is some impressive engineering. Speaking of like the raw power of nature, what's going on over there represents something we can do in the face of nature. Rising tides, rising sea levels, whatever it is. We've engineered this before, and you guys are the ones trailblazing it. It's really something. It's really something. Okay, so we have a prompt, you guys. We have a prompt. And I appreciate everybody who's got a tab open on Rumble. If you're not following on Rumble, please consider following on Rumble. I am 12... choking on nothing. 12 followers on Rumble away from being eligible for their partner program, you guys. 12, yes. The bar is very low on Rumble. It's very exciting. They're even considering letting me in. I know, darling. But yeah, it's 12 followers away on Rumble. You could, consider following on Twitch. That doesn't do anything because I'm not going to sign their contract, but still, it's a nice vote of confidence. Like Kasai did, it means a heck of a lot. And again, aim to earn it. You can subscribe on YouTube. There's content that we're working on behind the scenes that you can expect. I will, of course, blast it from the rooftops in Discord, the Mafia Community Discord, and let you guys know when the fun stuff is being released because we've got some fun stuff indeed. Oh, by the way, Tyr, I was going to meet with you and tell you this. The first asset, it's either the first one or the second one is missing. One of them is missing. One of the spinnies didn't load. Just one of them. I marked it. You'll find it. There's a flag on it that says that it's missing. It's the only one. So I put flags on things. That was what I was going to tell you. So if you're, I don't know. Do with that what you will. Delta works are amazing. Oh yeah. Incredible stuff. Thank you for dropping links. I appreciate you. Rumble, Discord, let's go. That's a talking point for Monday. Ooh, very excited. Looking forward to it. First episode is basically a Red Hot Chili Peppers concert. I wasn't expecting this at all. Oh, have you ever been to an RHCP concert, Liz? I have. That is not something I expected to ever be able to say. But Hop Ride, it's her favorite band of all time. She grew up with RHCP. They're her favorites. And yeah, we went to RHCP in Seattle 2 years ago, I think. 3? I don't know. Time flies. Time is a weird construct. But yeah, we went, and it was fun. It was fun because she had a really good time. And I'm not like super familiar with all of their everything, but she had a great time, and that lights me up. I just want to make her life better, and seeing her life improved is an improvement to mine. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Damn it. I don't know what to tell you, dear. I don't know what to tell you. We're going to get this sorted out, brother. We're going to get it figured out. A lot of episodes unexpected, which is pretty amazing. All kinds of unique vignettes. The word vignette. What a great word. What a great word. No, but that's cool. Yeah, it was interesting. She knew it was, I guess, Liz, that there's a guitarist who was like the best guitarist they ever had. I guess they have cycled through quite a few guitarists over their tenure. His name is John, I want to say. I'm not sure. I don't know. But the band kind of got back together with him, who's widely considered to be the best guitarist they had. I don't know. And that was the one that Hot Bride knew going all the way back. Was like, that was her favorite guitarist. So the band kind of got back together, and the band's getting old. And so we kind of had this be like a hurrah thing. She said, I want to go big. So she wanted to get like floor seats in the stadium. Like, go hard. For probably the last time she'd see them live, while they're of course all together and live still. So yeah, it was a big to do. Got floor seats at the stadium up in Seattle. I don't know what that stadium's called, but yeah, it was something. They had some of the dude. I don't know like band members' names of like any bands. Okay, like if you said the name of a guitarist from some band, I will have no idea who you're talking about. It's never been something I've committed to memory. I'm not knocking it. Those of you who know that stuff, good for you. I just haven't. I tend to like put your guys' names to memory because you're my neighbor. I'm going to interact with you. I'm going to serve my neighbor as best I can. I don't need necessarily to know the names of sports ball players and musicians. So there was some dude that was there from another band and everybody lost their mind. But they said his name. They didn't say what band he was from because he was so famous. Everybody was there, but he came for the concert. So they had him up there and he riffed a little bit. And it was like a big to-do. Hi. Who was the guitarist at the RHCP concert who went up there and nobody lost their minds because he's from another band?
Oh, it was Eddie Vedder.
Eddie Vedder?
Mm-hmm.
Eddie
Sorry, no, what's his name?
Vedder?
No. I'm sorry.
No?
Something Vedder.
Something Vedder.
Is it Eddie Vedder?
You know what the band is that he's from?
Oh yeah, Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam. Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam.
Yeah, that was sick.
See?
I recognized his voice right away, and I was like, shit.
Oh. Yeah, there you go. So I didn't know, I didn't appreciate it, but everybody lost their damn minds and was like,
Yeah, that was insane.
oh, okay.
That was insane.
There's apparently a show, babe, called... Oh, shoot. What's it called, Liz? Hang on. Something Love and Robots. Love, Death, and Robots.
I've heard of that.
And Liz says the first episode of the new season is basically an RHCP concert.
Oh, really? That's cool.
And so I'm talking... I was like, hey, I went to one of those concerts. And Eddie Vedder. There you go.
Eddie Vedder, yeah.
See, I wouldn't... If you told me that name in a vacuum, I'd have no idea. So, doesn't mean anything to me.
It was sick. It was sick.
Everybody says, hi, bride. Oi. Oi. Only ever been to one concert when I lived in Panama. Okay. Okay. Enrique Iglesias. Ah, I see. I got you. Enrique, huh? Bought concert tickets for Youngblood yesterday. Youngblood, says you. I don't know who that is. Such a wholesome person and artist. I don't know who that is. See, I don't know names, you guys. I'm useless. Pearl Jam. Hey, Mel knows. Hooray. Yes, Eddie. Okay, you guys know this. Yeah, Duckling. Indeed. She's freaking great. Wicked cool. Eddie Vedder. Liz knows. Hi, Court. It's good to see you. Oh. I hope you're well on that weekend's Eve's treating you okay, friendo. Love, Death, and Robots. Thank you. That's the one. And they look like bobblehead puppets. Enjoy. What? Okay. Sounds like a fever dream. Oy. Yep, keeping me sane indeed, silly. Keeping me sane indeed. Okay, so gang, we have a prompt, and I want to revisit it. We have a prompt. This is a good one. My eyes are in a great deal of pain, so as I said in tonight's Go Live, I don't know that I'm going to be going the full time, but I do want to talk about this. This is a fun thing, so I'll go for as long as I can here. And then I need a nap, which is ridiculous. I am aged. 4 hours of sleep ain't cutting it right now, apparently. So, I'm aged. So, okay, the prompt. And I'm going to pull this up here. I'm going to... Boop. We highlighted the message. We highlighted the message for reference. Very excited. Very good. Very good. Scroll bar, scroll bar, scroll bar. Thank you for the large cart. I appreciate it so stinking much. So stinking much. How does one truly achieve forgiving their past self? What is the marker of being allowed to do so? Several keywords in there, okay? Several keywords. The implication of the question, what's implied by the phrasing of the question itself, being allowed to, is that there is some sort of barrier, right? There's some sort of barrier preventing you from doing this thing. There's some sort of gateway through which one must pass. And there's a guard. You are not past this guard. Okay? How does one get access to freedom? How does one allowed out or past this guard. Okay, that's sort of the implication of the question here. Being allowed to do so, as in this is not within your power. Now, I will say right out of the gate that it is within your power. This is something that is within your purview. This is something that is available to each of you. The first of these questions is the more important one here. How does one forgive their past self? Okay. I talk an awful lot about community. I talk an awful lot about having a sounding board. Okay. We had several really good conversations on Wednesday. Again, if you guys are not plugged into the CNRs, the Cosa Nostra Rendezvous, those happen in the Mafia Community Discord, okay? Links in the usual places for the Discord. They're dropped in chat. Thank you guys for dropping those. Type in Discord and it'll pop up. The works, all right? The Mafia Community Discord is where the magic happens. That's where the communitying happens, all right? Yes, you can ask occasional questions like that here on the Just Chatting sessions, and I'll be able to field them. But on Wednesdays, you can do that every week. On Wednesdays, we can sit here and process about life. The good, the bad, and the ugly, okay? No matter what's going on, like, that's what Wednesdays are for. Someone I just heard about this past week. Hot Bride was working with, the cadence of my saying that was very strange. Someone the Hot Bride was working with mentioned something about they need to go start having therapy. What is therapy? What is it? Now, I've said before, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not licensed and all the whatevers. But if you guys have ever tried to go through licensing processes before, you know that a lot of license is bullshit. And the processes are there just to enrich some people and gatekeep others. Yes, I'm sure there's good intentions behind some of them, sure. But a lot of it, kind of garbage. What is therapy? Therapy is you paying someone to listen to you. Paying someone to talk to. That's what therapy is. You go, and someone is a good listener. And you pay them to be a good listener. That's it. They ask questions about the thing that you said. You say, oh, this thing happened in my world, and it's really upsetting me. And they go, huh, is that because it reminds you of this other thing that you've told me about? Oh, I never linked the two together like that. Yeah, well, seems to me that there's a connection there. You know, wow, that's... So, you're paying, at times, astronomical rates for someone to be a friend. That's what it is. That's what therapy is. Okay? Sure, if you go to a therapist, they say, oh, maybe they'll recommend a breathing exercise. Maybe they'll recommend, like, some sleep hygiene type stuff. Well, you're not sleeping well at night. Okay, well, you need to do sleep hygiene practices. Cool. I talk about that sort of stuff here all the time. You don't need some sort of professional for that. You do a little bit of research and you figure it out. Hopefully you've got someone in your life who's like, hey, you need to sleep better. And they encourage you to sleep better. Sleep hygiene. Never look at a screen in your bed. Ever. But my phone. Ever. I don't sleep well at night. Do you want to change that or not? Ever. No screen in bed at all, ever. Okay? Sleep hygiene. It's your bed and your bedroom, but specifically your bed, is a sanctuary for sleep. You know, and something else. But sleep, that's it. When you see your bed specifically, maybe not someone else's bed, your bed. When someone sees your bed, when you see your bed, your brain ought to get tired. When you see your bed, your brain ought to be starting to wind down into sleep mode. It ought to associate the two inextricably. Not, I get into bed and doom scroll for 2 hours. Okay? Never, ever, ever. A friend would tell you this. You don't need a therapist to tell you this. What also will a friend do? A friend will hold you accountable. Hey, I haven't been sleeping like crap. Have you been doing the sleep hygiene thing that I told you about? Well, no. Okay. I'm not done being your friend. I can't have you die of lack of sleep. I need you to get this sleep hygiene thing right. Come on, friendo, let's go. Otherwise, I never want to hear you complain about lack of sleep again. You're right. I know. A friend. That's what that is. Therapy is you paying someone to be your friend. the person that she was describing working in the hospital and all that, and they need to talk to a therapist. Right. Who else do they have in their life to talk to? And the answer was no one. No community. No friends. No close family. No confidants. I keep saying all the time, we need people. We need community. We need relationships. We must human as a verb. Okay? If we don't, we die. What do I mean? I mean die. Of something, you'll die of something. If it's not like crazy medical maladies brought on by bad sleep and bad stress and bad diet and bad everything else, if it's not that, it'll be suicide. You'll die of something. Okay? We need people. We must do this. We ignore this at our peril. This person, if they have no community, rightfully recognizes, I gotta talk to somebody. Yes, you darn right you do. And right now, this started like in 2023, 2022. I mean, this like really kicked off with all the COVID crap, right? But it's been like heavy-handed the last couple years. All these online therapy things, and you pay for the garbage for the... It's paying for this! It's paying for what we do on Wednesdays. You need community. We die without community. That's what it is. So everybody rightfully recognized, yeah, I'm going to die if I don't do something, if something doesn't change. They say, everybody should be in therapy was one of the lines that like was on every stupid YouTube ad for years. Everyone should be in therapy. No. Not everyone should be parting with their dollars to talk to people. No. Everyone should have friends, though. Everyone should have community. Everyone should have people with whom they regularly do life. Yes. Absolutely. They just wanted to monetize it. We must do this. Okay. One of the other facets of community, one of the other important parts about community is sounding board. Piece of this, okay? You might phrase it this way. Hot Brad and I do this all the time. We check with one another as a sounding board. We say, hey, sounding board, is this a crazy thought? Proceeds to share what is potentially crazy thought. Is this a crazy thought? Yes, that is a crazy thought. Are your hormones doing it? Yeah. Have you eaten? Have you slept? What did you have a bad dream? How was work? How's stuff with your family? What's happening? In what context? Because everything happens in context, right? So who are you right now? And what is it happening in the context of? You're upset. Why? Are you angry? Did you sleep well? How's work going? It's all happening in context. A friend knows the context. I can't just go to a random person I've never met and go, hey, is this a crazy thought? They don't know the context of me. They don't know if it's a crazy thought for me. They don't know if it's a crazy thought in general. They don't know. They can't. It takes relationship. It takes investment in other people to get to have a sounding board, to get to have someone who knows you, who can speak directly to your circumstance, to the variables in your life, to the things that brought you to your specific place, okay? So, this brings us back to the question. How do we forgive our past self? First, there's knowledge. Knowledge includes the understanding that we're all screw-ups. It's something that I teach here. It's something that I talk about all of the time here, right? The very first promise that I make all of you guys, and the last, is that despite my efforts to create something worthy of you, okay? Just like I said to Kasai, I aim to earn it. I aim to earn the follow. I try to dress in a manner worthy of you. I try to create something worthy of you. I try. There's no guarantee. Is that door gonna close? Is that door gonna slam? She opened the door because she's not making any noise out there anymore. But I've got this window open now. If there's a loud slam, that's what it is. Hopefully the noise gate will catch it, but I don't know. Amlurk, okay. If you steal 4 hours of sleep from me, I would also want a nap. Yeah, that's fair, silly. That's fair. I sleep perfectly. Excuse me. Circadian rhythms are a thing, my good sir. Me laying in my bed on my phone watching this right now. Oh my gosh, I swear. Too human as a verb sounds very icky. Oh, no. A Coca-Cola for every occasion. That's what it sounds like. Yeah. Exactly. Branding. Marketing. Other thing, real quick, TVs aren't great in the bedroom either. If sleep is an issue, yep, it gets in the way of personal lives too. Absolutely. No screens in bed. All screens bad. Yes, all of them. Comment with the cashier was so smooth. Oh, makes me want to work harder, not just for my own sake. Oh, them being the occasion, silly? That's it. That's what it is. That's the truth of it. And if that's not you, if you're like, man, I've never thought that about a cashier, I invite you to consider why you've never thought that about a cashier. Maybe you've thought it about like a cute cashier, right? Like you see someone, you're like, oh, they cute. Oh, geez. You like straighten up a little bit, stand up a little taller. I get that. But I invite you to consider, what do you think when you see another human being? That's not an easy thing to answer, incidentally. And it's not a given. It is not something that I just woke up one day and all of a sudden I decided that humans are valuable. And this was not like intuitive. This was not instinctual. This was not the default. This is not the default with humaning, is to value another human that way. It's not. There's a reason that the example I gave was on the first date, you put your best foot forward and you dress up. Yeah, that's because this is a first date with one person in particular. This is a special occasion, you would say. Special occasion. Not an everyday occasion, right? We just may make a distinction. Now, there is something of a distinction. I'm going to talk about it when we get to Lover Part 2. There is something of a distinction when it comes to a romantic interest, of course. But how often do we value the people around us, just in our everyday goings on, enough to say, nope, I'm going to go out of my way. I'm going to disadvantage and inconvenience myself for the benefit of someone I've never met. It's not the default. Not at all. Helly, oh my gosh, there he is. The man, the myth. Hey, I shouted you out. I don't know if anybody followed you, but dude, we gushed about you for a while. Glad to see things are working. They are indeed. Thanks to you, sir. Thanks to you. Truth more effective. Absolutely. I have a TV by the bed, but I also don't have issues sleeping. I just don't. But as soon as I put my head to my pillow, I fall asleep within 5 minutes. Sleep for 8 hours. Good. That's good. But a circadian rhythm is still important. It's good that you can sleep the full length of time, but a circadian rhythm is still important. Something with the waking cycle, vitamin D, light entering your eyes. I don't know. I saw a whole Huberman thing on the sleep. It's complicated stuff. Praise be to Helly. The Stram. Gus spelt the T. It's true. I did. All over the. Is in my keyboard. Oh no, different T. Different T. Glorious to fall asleep that fast. Yeah, that's me. And that's totally achievable, you guys. Like, yes, there are... Okay, everybody's default is to hear what I'm about to say and go, that's me. I'm the exception. There are exceptionally rare medical circumstances called actual insomnia. Exceptionally rare. Oh, that's me. I have insomnia. No, you don't, probably. You probably have really bad sleep hygiene. You probably are really bad at sleeping. You do not probably have the exceptionally rare medical condition. You're probably just bad at this. Which is an encouragement. It means you can do something about it. You're not a victim. You're not helpless before this thing. You don't need medication for this. You need discipline for this. You need to get sleep hygiene in order. You need to prioritize sleep. A friend tells you this because a friend doesn't want you to suffer anymore. I'm going to tie that back to our question here in a second. Gesture to music he can't hear. It's exactly right, Jack. That's what I'm doing. How do you know I can't hear it? Bum, bum, bum. Oftentimes a TV can be less of a bad option. The lesser of two evils. Yes, the lesser of two evils, indeed. That's a Master and Commander reference, you guys. Look it up. Glad the tales of my trying to do what I hope others to do hits the people. See, I tell you guys. I swear this. I talked a lot about you for a long time. A long time. Oy, I don't have medical insomnia. I just suck at sleeping. It's a skill issue. It is. It is a skill issue. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I have a friend who has extreme hypersomnia. Never seen anything that crazy. I often see him standing and his head falls down and he's sleeping. I know of one other who has such a condition, Tier. Yep. They're exceptionally rare. Exceptionally rare. I was raised by a Marine because this is exactly how what I was raised with. Exactly, Liz. Listen. Listen, some people shut down, okay? Some people shut down under, we would call it tough love. This is sort of a proper application of tough love, okay? People use the phrase tough love to say all sorts of abusive things. And they use this as a blanket. I'm giving you tough love. No, you're abusive. Some people need proper limits, proper purview, proper understanding, proper heart, proper love, proper care. Tough love. And that's what I'm trying to give here. Okay? Because that's meant a lot to me. Sometimes I gotta hear it a specific way. Sometimes I gotta have someone say, no, Gus, this is a you problem. And you've gotta change. And then I go, yeah, I can't keep lying to myself about it. Yeah. We're looking for somebody to validate us. We're looking for somebody to excuse our behavior. We're looking for somebody to say, you're fine just the way you are. Of course we are. But we also know we need to change. So, okay. How do we forgive our past self? It starts with knowledge. It starts with this disappointment thing. I tell you guys all the time, my one guarantee is that I will disappoint you. I will strive to create something worthy of you. Whether it's the streams, whether it's the edits, whether it's the rendezvous, whether it's the Mafia community as a whole, interactions within that community, whatever it is, I will strive to, insofar as it's up to me, do the very best that I can to create something worthy of you. An impossibly high bar. Because your value is wild. The only guarantee I make is that I will fail. Is that I will fall short of that. That I will not hit that mark. It's the only promise I can make you. This is not self-deprecating. This is not me beating myself up unnecessarily. This is not me poo-pooing myself. This is not self-loathing. This is not depression. This is none of that stuff. This is an accurate, real-world, true-to-life understanding of what it means to be human. It's not all that a human is a disappointment, okay? It's not all. But it is an intractable part of what being human is, okay? This doesn't go away. This will be you. This will be me. Forever. Who got my reference? Forever. Forever. Part and parcel with being human. Again, it's not what a human is. It's not all that a human is, but it is a part. Without exception, it's part of what a human is a disappointment to yourself and to others. We start with that. How do you forgive your past self? By recognizing, not in a self-deprecating way, not in a self-loathing spiral kind of way, okay? In a healthy, clinical, objective, black and white, clean cut, no need for insane emotion here. Very bland, very matter of fact, okay? Times New Roman, vanilla, baby. You're a screw up. I'm a screw up. Been a screw up my whole life, and so ever shall I be. That doesn't excuse all of my behavior, but I'm not going to sit here and spiral over what is just like, I have brown hair. That's turning gray. Is that self-loathing? Depends on your heart, doesn't it? You could sit here in the mirror and go, oh, I hate having brown hair. Oh, I hate that it's turning gray. Sure, you could do that, and that's unhealthy. Like, don't do that. This is part of life, okay? I've got brown hair turning gray. Salt and pepper, okay? That's just a statement of fact. A statement of reality. It's just true. There's no emotion tied to that. There doesn't need to be. My suit is blue. For the colorblind, maybe it's something else. But for the vast majority of people with normalized eyesight, wearing blue tonight. It's just a statement of reality. That's all it is. So, take this same unfeeling, rational assessment of the facts and apply it to your past. So how do you forgive your past self? Was your past self a screw up? Oh, right, they were. Yes. Me too. Twinsies. High five. Whoosh. Start there. I was a screw up then. How many things do you know everything about? Right now. Like everything. Like Tyr said earlier, hey Gus, you know about a bunch of random things. What about tornadoes? Explain tornadoes to me. Okay, I can. Again, mine was built off of conjecture, based off of inference. I've got a bunch of I've got a bunch of understanding in my brain about a bunch of different random systems, and I could infer using the schema of understanding in my brain from various systems and physical phenomenon and temperatures and thermodynamics and stuff like that, and I could go, yeah, okay, it's probably this reason. Cool. I've got scaffolding for understanding that could lead me to do that. I can do that for a lot of things with a lot of subjects. But what if you and you could do the same, I'm sure. But what if you and I sat down and we tried to compile a list unique to you, unique to each of us, okay, of all the things you don't know? How long would that list be? Long. Right? Long. Now, go backwards. A handful of years. Go backwards to last year, yeah? Would your list be longer then? Presumably, right? What about 5 years ago? Would your list be longer then? Presumably, again, yes. What about 10 years ago? 20 years ago? 30 years ago? For those of you who are 30 years old. How long would your list have been then compared to now? Now, some people just refuse to learn things now. Some people refuse information. They don't read. They don't study anything. They don't learn languages. They don't learn skills. They don't practice anything. Some people just stagnate, and those people die. They're very usually tragic, unfortunate people. I'm a perennial student. I always want to be learning. My head is in a book, okay? I want to understand. I want to know things. So as such, the list of things that I know has grown longer. And hand in hand with this, the list of things that I don't know has grown shorter. Now, it's still a very, very long list. Don't get me wrong. The things that I don't know far outnumber the things that I do. Absolutely. And that's part of life, okay? There will always be that mismatch, okay? The things I don't versus the things I do. And yet, the differential between those two has shrunk. And it will continue to shrink. That's your life. Your past self. Right now, you might beat yourself up for making a poor judgment call, a poor decision, right? Right now, you might say, I did a bad job with that. I could have handled that meeting better. I could have explained myself better. I shouldn't have reacted that way. I know better than to try to talk to so-and-so about this subject. I know it just gets under the... Why do I make the same mistakes? Oh, I knew better and I did this anyway. I procrastinated and You say all that about yourself now. How much less understanding about the world and yourself did past you have? A lot! A lot less. Now you go, I know better. What do you mean you know better? Oh, I knew better and I did it anyways. What do you mean? Do you mean that you've achieved some sort of understanding over the years that led you to have information off of which you could operate in this particular application, in this realm? You have a schema of understanding on which you base your decisions and your judgments and your actions? Huh! Past you had a much smaller one. Schema of understanding, that is. Pool of reference. Past you was operating with even less. We've talked about forgiveness before. We're going to get to that. It's a very important thing to talk about. But the very first thing we have to do is grapple with reality. And the reality is, I'm a screw up. Always have been. But you know what? I'm something less of a screw up these days. Through discipline, through hard work, yeah. through learning, through accrual of knowledge and understanding the accumulation of that schema, that buildup of understanding, I've gotten better. I make fewer dumb decisions now. Doesn't mean I'm immune to them, but I am in a much better way than past Gus was. And that's even just looking back a couple years, let alone 10 years ago, let alone 15 years ago. Many people here in this community, and in the communities we're attached to, say, oh, I really regret this thing I did at 20 years old, at 17 years old, at 25 years old, or whatever. Yeah, okay. You know who do a lot of dumb things? That age range. Some of you are in that age range right now. You're going to have to know this stuff going forward. And if you can get this stuff right now, you'll save yourself some heartache down the line. So get this stuff right now. We're going to get to forgiveness in a minute, but first I'm going to catch up on chat, okay? Working on slipping away with Mike's lemonade, and then I'm going to likely go to bed. Good! No screens. Get some sleep. Mind over matter. Set yourself up for success and watch what happens, You're killing me, Smalls. Mel got it! Forever. Over in Rumbleland, indeed. So we don't say it in Comic Sans? Exactly, silly. I actually knew you'd say... I knew someone would say that. Because, yes, that is precisely the juxtaposition that I was after. That is precisely the mental image that I was hoping to conjure. So you did it great, silly. You crushed it. To me, failure is inevitable, but that does not mean we are only failure. Exactly. Or that failure defines us. Correct. Our behavior in the face of failure is what defines us. Sure. Then we get up and try again until we succeed or until we die. Right. Right. Yeah, it's what you do. Of course. It's not the hand you're dealt. It's what you do with the hand you're dealt. All the various idioms that make sense for a reason. Like, we know these things. Yep. I know about one thing, Helly. I know a lot about a lot, but there's nothing I know everything about. Hi, Hallie. Sorry, I was listening hard. Hell yeah. Life is one long series of problems to solve. The more you solve, the better man you become. That's a solid way of looking at things, is I have become better. I'm not perfect. A fool would think, this is peak me, okay? Narcissists think this is it. I've arrived. Right? That's lousy. It's simply incorrect, is what it is. So yeah, I am better, though. I am better. I am not inexcusably bad all of the time. But once upon a time, I was really an insufferable little twat. So, I'm better than that. And it's very difficult for me to learn things that violate my intuition and preconceived notions, of which is everything. I treat new things to learn like they should be an expansion to what I already know. And if it's a contradiction, I find it to be invalid and cannot learn it. Right, it's incongruous with your schema, Commodore, yes. And that is true of most people. If you are told something that goes against... if you are told something that goes against what the shape of your existing schema, okay, your storage, your archive of information in your brain, and someone says, here's information, it's accurate, and you go, the source tells me that this is good and this is legit, but this does not jive. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit, like a puzzle piece that doesn't go with any of what I have existing. What are your choices? What are one's choices in that case? Okay? And this is about the forgiveness thing as well. This ties together. Because very often we will fail to forgive because we... No, I'm going to separate these two. I don't want to conflate the two. It's too complicated. Yeah, I'm going to make this a little simpler, okay? What two options do we have? If someone hands you a piece of puzzle that does not fit your current puzzle, what are your choices? It's not a rhetorical question. Genuinely. It's either you try and cram it into the puzzle, right? You try to make the two jive, right? And you end up breaking both. You end up ruining both things, right? It's not a good fit. It's all bad. So that's no good. So your two choices. You either reject their puzzle piece, or you reject your puzzle. Those are your two options. Someone comes to you, Commodore, and says, hey, this is true. This contains truth. This fits. This is part of the puzzle. Okay? Silly said life is one long series of problems to solve. Okay, that's a posit about what life's structure is, right? A series of puzzles and so forth, right? And so you're told, here is something that is true about life. It fits in the puzzle of life. And you go, it's not even the same color scheme. My puzzle is all of this. It's like the black and white, right? There's a lot of black and a lot of monochrome going on in here. This is like got reds and yellows and blue and like just by looking at this, just by glancing at this, I'm pretty sure that this doesn't fit. My puzzle is all monochrome so far. Just I'm looking like maybe it'll have a place. Maybe it'll fit in, but this doubtful that this will fit. It's not even the right sort of like, it doesn't use the same like little edges. I doubt it. Now, if you are an honest like good faith actor, maybe you'll try. Maybe you'll be like, all right, I'll give it some time and I'll see how this goes. But in the back of your mind always is, this isn't gonna work. You have two choices. You reject their posit as this is a true thing about life. This puzzle piece fits in a properly oriented puzzle that is a well-organized, properly structured life. This piece of puzzle fits in that. This is good and this is true. Two choices. You either reject what they gave you and say, no, it isn't. Clearly it isn't true. It doesn't fit. I've compared it. I've looked. I've glanced at it and I know enough. I see enough already to go, it ain't fitting. It doesn't work. Or the puzzle piece with all the color on it is now the only piece of the puzzle that you hold. And everything else in your life, all this monochrome that you've been piecing together painstakingly over the years, is wrong. All of it. You're like, I did all this work though. Look, all the pieces, they fit together. Yes, they do. For a shabby, mediocre existence, yes. A monochrome, lifeless, impoverished, and I would argue unworthy of you life. Those are your two options. Those are anybody's two options. You reject the new, or you reject the old and familiar. Scary, I know. But that's the reality. Those are your choices. Minor business news isn't good, but isn't all bad. Oh no. They're all fused together, Helly. They didn't work at all. No. 3 more betas today. Oh my god. Sam, it's good to see you. Oh, Sam, it's good to see you. 3 more. 3 more. Okay. We used your credit, right? You had that store credit. That's how I enter a room. I have arrived. It's like anything that violates my schema is blasphemy. Yep. Store it for later. Sure. At some point, though, you'll still be right back to where you're at, Liz, which is, what do I do with this? Ain't 2 puzzles. There's one. There's one right way. What will it be? Or apply it how you can. Feel like I am my puzzle. Sure. That is a shorthand for what I've described. Yes, Commodore. Your life is comprised of your puzzle. Yes. Get rid of the piece or make it fit. Cut the piece to fit. Yeah, breaks everything. And then, yeah. No breakdown. Who threw that? Rob's forehead. Liz. I'm throwing things. Listen, I'm throwing things, Liz. Grabs scroll and runs away. Throws away the puzzle. Puzzle I've assembled is more complete, but more ugly. I don't want these puzzle pieces. I'll find new ones. I reject your reality and I supplant my own, huh, silly? One of my 10 laptops, 2 aren't working, so I talked with them, and we're going to talk about exchanging them, but I'll work on the remaining 8 laptops I still have. Okay. We knew that was going to happen, Helly. We knew that was going to happen. I got you. Bruno! Hello, Bruno. It's good to see you. Good morrow to you. Hope the time zones are treating you right. Welcome, welcome. Store it for later and throw it at someone else. That's right. Okay. So now I want to talk about forgiveness. About yourself or anybody else, okay? We've talked about this before. But it bears repeating quite a lot. We've got some new faces since the last time I ranted about forgiveness. I did a whole talk about this once upon a time, so this will be the truncated version. So I'm going to miss some chat for a minute here, all right? Forgiveness is not what most people picture it as, okay? Forgiveness, you say forgive and forget. Absolutely not. Wrong. Wrong. Incorrect. Right out of the gate. You've already done it wrong. The very first phrase that comes to mind, someone wrongs you, forgive and forget. No. Let bygones be... No. No. Wrong. Already wrong. No wonder you hate forgiveness. No wonder you can't stand it. No wonder it makes you cringe and wince in pain. No wonder it gives you actual pain and misery when you think about forgiveness. Of course, that's wrong. Forgiveness is not forgive and forget, okay? Forgiveness is... I want to create a new visual association in your brain for what forgiveness is, okay? This goes for each of you. Think about this. Follow me for what forgiveness is, okay? Someone wrongs you, yeah? This is it. I've given this a lot of thought over the years. I've read several books on the matter, and I've given this a lot of thought. So this is my visual, okay? Someone wrongs you. Say... Say it's something gnarly in your life, okay? You've got a best friend, and you're dating someone, and it's getting somewhat serious, and you really like this person, and then you find out that this person is cheating on you with your best friend. They start fooling around, okay? Tangling the sheets and all that, and broken trust, end of relationships, right? It's over. So what do? There's been a violation. This is a violation of you. It's a violation of like who you are, your sovereignty of self, your violation of space and privacy. It's a violation of a lot, right? Violation of a lot of your life. So let's stick with just one of the parties here, but of course this applies to both. So say it was previously your best friend, right? Trust has been breached. You say, get out. We throw them out, right? You're not allowed in my life anymore. You done wronged me. Get lost. Kick rocks. You're not my friend. Maybe they're your roommates or something like that. And you say, get out. And they're like, oh, get out. They kick them out, yeah? Okay. Now what? You've tossed them out. Now what? What follows? You say, I'll show them. I'll never talk to them again. I'll never allow them in again. I'm never gonna, and they say, hey, look, I'm sorry. I don't, nope, I don't want to hear it. Nope. This person wronged you. They leave. Okay, great. Hi, Jerry. Good to see you, sir. Welcome, welcome. What's your solution? I'll show them. There's a visual for you, right? You take a bottle of pills. Poison. Pills. Okay? And you start taking them. That's what hate is. You start eating these pills. It's a hate for your friend. Resentment, contempt, whatever word you've got, right? Loathing you've got for your friend. And so you start taking pills. And every time someone brings up your friend, maybe you talk to your parents and, oh, how's so-and-so? Oh, we don't talk anymore. Oh, what happened? Take some pills. Take some poison. Okay? Oh, they did this. They're the worst. They did that and this and that. And you see, take this pill. Take this pill. The crazy thing is, the irrational thing, but the thing that we humans do, all of us to a one, the thing that we do is this. I say, to spite you, to spite them, the one who wronged me, I'm going to take some poison. I'm going to wash this poison down with some more poison. Tell me, you've kicked them out, right? They moved out? Maybe years have passed? And you still hate them, yeah? You're still mad? You say, I've been backstabbed before? You still taking poison, expecting them to die. That's what hate is. Hate is you drinking poison, expecting the other person to die. That's what hate is. That's what that bitterness is, that contempt. You taking poison, expecting the other person to die. You see that? You got this picture? Can you see this? Can you picture you doing this now? You say, ooh, maybe that person moved on with their life. Maybe that person, like, moved on. They settled down, got a family that they love, and you see them 5-10 years later, and you go, you! And they're like, oh, holy crap, hey, it's good to see you. How have you been? And you're all disheveled, and you're like, I've been hating you every single day since I saw you. Ooh, look, I made this little doll of you, and I poke it, and I've written a whole book about how much I hate you, and you did me so dirty, and I'll never forgive you ever. Kind of gross, right? Kind of, ooh, cringe, right? You have been hurting. You. Who does hate hurt? You. Who does taking poison hurt? The taker. You. That's hate. That's resentment. That's loathing. You taking poison, expecting the other person to die. Okay, you ready? You ready for the flip? You ready for the dynamic switch here? What is forgiveness? Forgiveness is not forgetting. Forgiveness is you stopping taking poison. That's what forgiveness is. Whatever else you've heard that forgiveness is, whatever forgive, forget, and it means that it never happened. You just don't be upset. Yes, they betrayed you, but just don't worry about them betraying you. It's fine. No, that is not forgiveness. That is not an accurate depiction of it whatsoever at all. Okay? Forgiveness is you stopping taking poison. That's it. That person who you said maybe they settled down, they had a family and stuff like that, maybe they had to forgive themselves. Which brings us to our question. How do we forgive our past selves? You can continue to hate your past self. Sure you can. Keep taking the poison. Keep taking the poison. How do you forgive your past self? Stop taking the poison. That's what forgiveness is. It's not, it didn't matter. That's not it. It's not hand wave it away and meditate enough and you won't think about it. Empty your mind. No. It's you start with the rational. You start with we're all screw-ups. To varying degrees, right? And we're definitely a screw-up compared to our past selves. We're hopefully growing. We're hopefully getting better at all of this humaning business. Hopefully. Start there. And then you look back at your past and you say, I, present me, want to stop taking poison. That's what forgiveness is. It's not letting them off the hook. Okay? It's not they get off scot-free. That's not what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is you have to make this connection in your brain, each of you. Stopping taking poison. That's forgiveness. This is one of the most powerful things you will ever understand. If you can wrap your brain around this, it will change your puzzle. It will upend what you know. Okay? You can't control any but one person in this life, right? Who's the one person on a good day? You can't control them. And yeah, if you go over there and you, murder them or whatever it is to enact vengeance of some kind. Oh yeah, all right, cool. Now you've done what? There's more now. There's more awful out there in the world. Now, you got control over one person. You got control over your reaction. what will you do? Take the poison and hope that they die? Or stop taking the poison? They're not going to die if you keep taking poison. They're not going to do it. I'll show them. I'll make my life so miserable. Really? Whoa. I'm just going to become a miserable wretch and then they'll be sorry. Ooh. Gross. How do you forgive your past self? Start with, we're all screw-ups at each age. Hopefully less so as we go on with intentionality and we grow. And then, 2, you have community around you who knows this, who knows you, and can point this sort of thing out to you when you don't see it, when you don't believe it. And then someone else around you who reminds you of what forgiveness is. And encourages you to stop taking poison. And if they catch you taking poison, they stop you from taking poison. And they remind you, you've come a long ways. I can use myself an example for this. I can use a Hot Bride an example. Countless friends. Hot Bride tends to do this. She'll beat herself up for something. Oh, I should have done better here. Are you better now? Better today than you were yesterday? Well, yeah. You're doing better than you think. You're not perfect. You're not going to achieve perfection. You ain't getting there. You can move in its direction, and that's really cool. You need someone else in your life to see this, to point this out to you. This is very often something that happens within the confines of romantic relationship, is you have somebody who knows you better than anybody else, who can, with honesty, tell you, no, you are progressing, or, hey, maybe you're not, and I'll help. What is therapy? Paying someone to be this for you. Paying someone to be your friend. Paying for someone to be community. That's what the mafia is supposed to be. Not therapy. Because the word therapy is laden with garbage. It's so burdened and taxed by the baggage and trash. Therapy. Terrible word. I spit the word these days because of how it's been monetized. No. We need community. Someone who says, let me be a good listener. Not because you're paying me to do it, but because I care about you, because I love you. That's what friends do. You say, have had a really rough day. Where's your community of people who say, let's get together? My guys group does this. All the time. One of the dudes in this group, it's like 20 different people in this group. They'll get together. One dude will be like, I've had a terrible week. I'm going to have a fire. Anyone want to join? 3, 4, 5 guys. We'll drive over to his place. Got a fire in the backyard. Light up some cigars. Sit around. Be in community. And in a small group like that, in a small setting with a handful of people, maybe you share what's been going on. You have a couple people to commiserate with, to bounce ideas off of. And people who will call you to the mat if you've screwed up. They'll be a good listener, and there'll be accountability. They'll say,